the desert of the real.
Welcome to the Desert of the Real. I am your host, Ryan Hudson. Joined with me is your other host,
Jason Dietz.
The Desert of the Real is a movie podcast where I force Jason to watch big blockbuster movies he's refused to watch because he didn't think they were worth his time. Except for today is going to be a special mailbag episode.
Because it's the end of summer break.
Yeah, literally, we're about to
and
do our full-time job teaching again.
Right, and I've been gone, Ryan's been gone.
This is because we're a busy teacher. Usually we explore the creativity, philosophy, film studies, and ethics in our films and push you, the listener, to think critically about your entertainment. Like us on whatever podcast app you use. Also,
Please.
Follow us on Good Pods. That's a new thing I just learned.
Oh, what's Good
It's
Pods?
like Goodreads or Letterboxd, but for podcasts.
Cool.
So today, like we just said, we're busy high school teachers, and school is about to start. So we're taking a break from lesson planning and
Just giving you guys the raw, probably mostly unfilteredness.
we're gonna read an email. Then we're going to go over the best things we watched and the worst things we watched this summer, and then go over a few, I guess, film news updates and catch Jason's live unfiltered reactions.
Oh, goody.
There's a big one that...
Okay.
Yeah, I have been hoping no one has mentioned that. Anyway, you'll find out.
Okay.
Okay, our email comes... Well, I won't say who. I won't.
Yeah, we don't.
Here is the email.
Okay.
Howdy. It is redacted. And I would just like to start off by saying, how dare you, Dietz? In the past couple of episodes, by which I mean a few weeks ago, I didn't get around to writing this email for a while. ... which is great. You said that no one listens to the Dietz's Choice episodes, and I take issue with that. First off, ... It's true.
It's true. Thank you, dear listener.
At least I don't, but I just want you to know I have my reasons. Unlike Marvel, most of which I've already seen, so I have context for the episodes, your movies are more thought-provoking and nuanced, and I personally would rather not go into an in-depth analyzation of those kinds of movies without being properly informed about all of them. I did watch the first two Choice episodes, and they would have been better if I had watched the movies first. Which I agree.
Yeah,
I never
I mean,
listened to a podcast for a movie I've never seen personally.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. You should definitely watch the movies first.
Some people don't care, though.
Well, I mean, that's up to you.
Right.
I guess. Just don't complain when it's not as good afterward or something. Listener.
I decided to wait to watch them until I can watch the movies myself. Smart choice. But since most of them are rated R, that makes it difficult to actually watch them, since I don't have access to VidAngel or the like. So this individual is on the same page with you with rated R movies and such.
That's good.
We don't condone that, by the way.
What?
Like, people not watching rated R movies.
I do.
Well, I know you do, but
I
the podcast
wholeheartedly
is pro watch movies how you want to watch.
Yes. As long as you have the, awareness that you don't have to watch sex scenes. You don't have to listen to people use the F-bomb 100,000 times. And I have a hope that someday on VidAngel there will be a filter for Keanu Reeves.
Oh my gosh.
So that you don't have to watch Keanu Reeves. But, that's still, in the future.
So, while I might not be watching your episodes yet, I do plan to binge them on a later date. So don't you dare say nobody likes them, because I know a few other people who are doing something similar, where they care more about the movies you recommend than the Marvel movies.
Oh, that makes me happy.
I guess
I'm glad, because Marvel movies, well, never mind. I think I've beat that horse.
Let me iterate on my behalf. We are not watching these movies because this is the best cinema has to offer. We're watching these movies because Jason refused to watch them and doesn't think they're worth his time. These aren't Ryan's choice here.
Yes, they are. Ryan chose that.
Every now and then I'm like, man, I wish we could watch this movie. But we can't add a Ryan's choice in a podcast where most of the
is
movies...
all is Ryan's choice.
Yeah. Anyway,
you know what, listener? If you want to sign a petition, we could stop watching Marvel movies right now. If we get enough support, we could just shift into something else.
Not a petition. Send us money.
Yeah.
We will do it if you pay. We will sell out.
That's not selling. I'm already selling out watching these friggin' garbage.
Only you can prevent his reaction to Ant-Man and the Wasp 3, Black Panther 2.
Black Panther was pretty good.
I do. Here's the thing. I genuinely want to know your reactions on Black Panther 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. Those are the top 3. And Eternals, but that's because that one's a weird one. You'll see in 2 weeks.
Okay, well.
Anyway. Also, shortly after Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out, I recommended it to you. So the student told you to watch that movie. But you didn't watch Marvel at the moment. You started this podcast, I've waited the day that speedily cometh.
Wow.
He's funny. The day that I watch you eat crow.
I doubt it.
Is what he says. The day that I shall be vindicated. Well, just wanted to...
Vindicated how? Did he say it was amazing or something?
I don't know.
Oh.
I guess he's kind of...
Yeah, you can cut that part. And
he's implying it, I guess.
We'll pretend that I remembered exactly what he said.
Well, just wanted to say that I'm loving the podcast, and I've been thinking on what you two bring up and have been thinking more critically about all the forms of content, which has been refreshing.
That is awesome.
That's great to hear.
That makes me very happy.
Anyway, see you next Thursday. Metaphorically or something else. I'm not sure what metaphorically is right now. It probably isn't the right word, but you're English teachers. You'll figure it out and probably cringe over my poor grammar. Thank you for the email.
Thank you. We love getting your emails.
That is a lot of fun. And I'm excited for you to finally hear his thoughts on Guardians 3 in the near future. Unless we get paid, of course, because then...
Yeah. Because, I mean, honestly, Ryan needs a better mic.
Probably.
I'm sure you've all noticed that my voice is way better than Ryan's voice, so...
Send us your emails and thoughts, reactions, disagreements, and questions to desertoftherealpod@gmail.com.
Yeah. You may end up famous.
And you...
on our podcast.
So we are going to go over. I don't know. Should we take turns?
You are the host. I am the co-host.
We're just gonna go over the best movies we watched and the worst movies we watched this summer.
5, 10, 20.
Yeah, let's maybe go 5. Let's do worst first.
Worst first.
Okay. I have a couple of worst ones.
Okay. Hit it.
All right. Madam Web, a movie we will not be reviewing, popped up on Netflix, and that's when I finally decided to watch it. It is arguably so bad it's good, but it's bad.
Cool.
There's a movie called Mother of the Bride, not related to Father of the Bride, which... You know what? I don't even know if it's worth watching. I mean...
These are the 5 worst movies you watch, so probably not.
I can't even remember the plot. They're
That's pretty bad.
They're on an island somewhere. I think there was a wedding, and Brooke Shields is falling in love again.
Brooke Shields, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
At 70?
I don't know how old she is.
Oh. Because everybody my age had a crush on Brooke Shields when they were young.
I watched Spirit Untamed with my daughter. It's the pseudo sequel to Spirit from like 2003.
Like the horse?
Yes. And this one's
my.
CGI, and it has a bunch of girls who also ride horses, and they're saving horses. It's not great. And I also learned since then there was a TV show of this.
Fantastic.
Of horse girls riding Spirit. Only one does. Anyway, the movie, it's weird. It's a weird sequel because it's unrelated, but it's named the same. The horse is there. Nothing else is the same, except he's a wild horse. Anyway,
Doesn't sound like a sequel.
I don't know what to say. I don't love it, but I love that my daughter loves it, you know?
No, yeah. Oh, well then, yeah.
Okay. Another Netflix movie, Trigger Warning. Trigger Warning with Jessica Alba. Not good.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all.
No reason.
One of these things, I also can't. Here's what I wrote on Letterboxd. Feels like it's someone asked AI to write a movie. Because there's like a part where the house is on fire and she's trying to stop the bad guys and a cop arrests her. And I'm like, what is going on with this movie? I don't even know. 65 with Adam Driver.
Never heard of it.
Cool premise. 65 as in 65 million years ago.
Oh, jeez.
See, and he's crash landed on a spaceship. There's dinosaurs.
He landed on a spaceship?
Oh, his spaceship crash landed.
Oh, okay. Deja vu.
On
Right now.
on Earth 65 million years ago. And anyway, the premise is there. And there's a girl he's protecting. They're trying to get to a place to be picked up.
Of course, there's a girl. Of course, she needs to be protected.
Right. There's. Do you know what this? It's
Those
like a
movies drive me
a
nuts.
subgenre where a grizzly old man protects a young child. Do you know what it's called?
Grizzly old man protects the child. That's German.
It's based on a Japanese movie, Lone Wolf and Cub. It's
okay.
its own subgenre. Anyway, the moral of the story is 65 should have been cool. I mean, to its credit, it's 90 minutes, which is exactly what that movie needs to be. Where, a spaceship crash land on a dinosaur planet. That sounds like a 90-minute movie, you know?
Sure.
Anyway, a little disappointing. All right, I watched Poor Things when it came out on Hulu earlier this year. I read the book Poor Things, and then I rewatched Poor Things, and I really disliked the movie even more. It's about, how do you explain Poor Things? It's about a character who has a baby brain, and so she's growing up rapidly fast. So like
physically or mentally?
No, just mentally.
Oh, okay.
And so she learns about being a human rapidly. So it's really good.
That's a cool premise.
Cool premise. The movie has a lot of cool like design choices, set choice, costume. It looks like no other movie. I love that. But what they focus on and what's not focused on in the book kind of highlights maybe what are we trying to say with the movie, I guess. Where it's like in the book, she's learning about different ideas at this point. And when she works at this brothel, it's a short part in the book. In the movie, it's so long. It's like, I don't know what the movie's trying to tell me anymore about life.
Right. That's why VidAngel, everyone.
You should watch on VidAngel and see what you see.
It'll be like 30 minutes long.
Maybe. Willem Dafoe's in it. Emma Stone's incredible in it. Anyway.
Emma Stone's in it?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
My liking of it greatly dropped down. Anyway, those were the worst movies I watched this summer.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of pretty crappy movies this summer. I'm going to start at the worst one I watched. It's called The Gray Man. That movie is trash. That movie, if you ever want to know why I hate action movies with my whole soul, watch The Gray Man. That's all I got to say about that. If I could have given it 0 stars, I would have. I gave it 1 star because of Chris Evans as the bad guy. That's it. That is the only redeeming thing about The Gray Man. If you want to learn about me as a person that hates action movies, there you go.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Can I read you part of you just reminded me of something. This is one of the best. Roger Ebert wrote one of the best. He refused to give a movie a star once. I don't know if there was more than once, but this is part of a review.
The Gray Man?
No.
Oh.
He died before that.
Oh.
It's talking about a movie called Freddy Got Fingered. A movie I've never seen, probably never will watch.
Yeah, I've never seen
This
it.
is what he says. This movie doesn't scrape the bottom of the barrel. This movie isn't the bottom of the barrel. This movie isn't below the bottom of the barrel. This movie doesn't deserve to be mentioned in the same sentence with barrels. Isn't that amazing?
That's good, yeah. The Gray Man's about there.
Okay.
It was not a good movie. Ride Along 2.
With Ice Cube?
Yeah. I actually enjoyed Ride Along. And so I thought, okay, maybe I'll violate my I don't watch sequels policy because it was actually pretty enjoyable. No. I grew up with Ice Cube as NWA Ice Cube, as F the Police Ice Cube. And so the whole time I'm watching him be a police officer, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I could never get past the fact that that was Ice Cube of NWA enforcing the law. And anyhow, beyond that, it's not funny at all. Like, all of the jokes are garbage. And so skip it. You could watch the first one. I would recommend Ride Along. It's a fun show. But yeah, beyond that, skip it. Jigsaw, I watched. I really, really love some of the Saw movies. Yeah. I think they're fantastic. Jigsaw, I went into it expecting this is going to be the prequel or the what. No, it's just this random bunch of crap that happens the end. Dang. Yeah, it was really sad. I watched The Nun, which also sucks, despite the fact that friggin' character is terrifying. How do you ruin that? Well, they did it.
Do you go to haunted houses or spook alleys or whatever?
Sometimes.
There's always a nun.
Yeah, she's friggin' scary, but this movie was not. It was pretty stupid, actually. I watched On the Line.
I don't even know what that one is.
Mel Gibson, right?
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
It's a Mel Gibson movie who I think is actually a pretty good actor. He's got some pretty good stuff. This was not one of them. Anyhow, On the Line has a really good premise, and then they proceed to beat the crap, ruin it, and completely destroy the premise. So the premise is this Mel Gibson's character is a shock jock, like routinely just fields phone calls and whatever. And he fields this call from this guy who says that Mel Gibson's character ruined his life. And so he's going to ruin Mel Gibson's character's life.
Sounds intriguing.
And, yeah. And that's why I started watching it. And and so he's like, I have your daughter, I have your blah, 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 which sounds like a great movie. Yeah. And then they just like, so like, that is the stupidest ending to a movie I've ever seen. Yeah. And I have watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
That's not a stupid ending.
The first time I watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I was like, what?
Yeah, me too. But I was like in elementary school.
Yeah, and then I rewatched it, and it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Not On the Line. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, just to clarify. Cube Zero was not very good. It's a prequel to Cube.
I've never seen Cube. That's where they go in a room and every room opens up to a different room.
Which I actually like a lot. The acting is not that great, but the concept is awesome. Cube Zero was not. And then my last one that sucked was called Awake. The premise sounded awesome. It's this guy who goes in for a surgery. They put him under anesthetic, but he's still awake.
Oh, that's with Hayden Christensen.
Sure. I don't know who that is, but
you will.
Okay.
After the Marvel movies.
I did that. Anyhow, but it wasn't like, I mean, how exciting can it be for an hour and a half for this guy to be like, oh no, I'm hurt. Don't cut me anymore. Yeah, it was. It could have been like a good Black Mirror episode maybe, but not a movie. Anyhow, so those are my don't watch those movies from the summer.
Awesome. So now let's do what movies we watched
that were awesome.
I want to go first.
by all means.
Okay, I finally watched Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
And it's, if you've seen it, you know it's like somehow an emotional movie. Coming out the same year as Godzilla or X King Kong, New Kingdom, whatever. The same year, and then there's this one that like makes you think about the ramifications of war and PTSD and all these things, and it's so good, and it's all in Japanese.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it someday. We'll probably watch it for the podcast, actually.
Furiosa, the prequel to Fury Road, I loved. Some people aren't as into it, but I think it's maybe the best prequel made after another movie. Like, what prequels are made afterwards, I think this is the best one of all time.
Wow.
How it like fits in, how it makes the stuff better in it retroactively and things.
Nice.
Hitman on Netflix, you watched that one too?
Yeah, that's actually on my I liked it a lot list also.
Really good.
Yeah.
And definitely a movie that gets you thinking about stuff.
Yeah, I really liked it, man.
Believe it or not, I didn't see Rear Window until this summer.
Wow.
I know, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's hard to think of what's my favorite Hitchcock above that at the moment, but
Really?
I think it's in my
It's
top.
pretty dang good.
Three
My
of
favorite
us.
Hitchcock style, M for Murder.
I haven't seen that one yet.
You should.
Maybe I'll watch that tonight.
I love that one.
A fun one, Wallace and Gromit's
Or Strangers on a Train.
The Wrong Trousers.
Or Psycho.
Have you seen The Wrong Trousers by
No,
Wallace and Gromit?
Why would I see The Wrong Trousers?
Because it's amazing and you
Okay.
need to see it. All right. A little movie starring Daisy Ridley, Sometimes I Think About Dying. It's, how do you explain it? Anyway, I don't need to explain it. Watch it. It's about a girl who kind of feels like there's not a lot for her in life. And,
Yeah.
you know, maybe we all feel that way sometimes. I think
Sure.
that movie's kind of talking about
Does
that.
she die at the end?
I'm not going to tell you what happens, but
Oh.
I
Does the
found
dog
it-
die at the end?
no.
Okay.
I found it actually, I don't know, really touching. Anyway, I was trying to watch through the Jacques Tati filmography.
Oh, yes. Jacques Tati.
And I
remember him
his
from
second film,
nothing.
Monsieur Charlotte's Holiday, where we finally are introduced to Monsieur Charlotte.
Who the flip is Josh Retrettens?
Jacques Tati.
Tati.
He directed Playtime. And if you don't know what that is, you will not know any other movies because that's his most well known.
Okay, well,
But this movie,
that's
it's
me.
just, he used to be a mime, like in real life, the director. So almost all the gags are kind of this wordless thing. And he just kind of puts this character interacting with like normal people to make comedic moments. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
1953. All right.
1953?
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's another, maybe not a deep cut, but there's two movies called The Souvenir and The Souvenir Part 2. I didn't care for The Souvenir, but when you watch Part 2, you're like, it's all a masterpiece. Here's
Cool.
Sorry, let me just, because there's a very good chance you don't know what this. Just the
Never heard of it.
The listeners may be unfamiliar with.
Oh, yeah, it's probably the listener only.
It's about this woman who gets in a relationship with this guy, and it's semi-autobiographical of the director in real life. This relationship she had with this guy and its ups and downs type of thing.
Yeah.
The second movie, Part 2, is the character making a movie about the relationship. So in the end, it's like this movie about this thing that really happened, making a movie about the thing that happened in the last movie. And the
Wow.
very idea of that, I think, is so cool.
Yeah?
And it's very meta. It's,
Yeah, I can. I
in
would
a cool way.
imagine.
Anyway, a couple other movies I watched for the first time. Days of Heaven. Beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Almost every scene is. They like spent they shot every single scene at like the golden hour, so they only could film for like 20 minutes a day to get like that perfect lighting.
Right.
Beautiful movie. Really liked it. Metropolis I finally finished. 1927.
That's a high recommendation there.
It is? No. Okay. It's kind of long.
It is very long.
I mean, it's hard not to be
Bored.
loud.
Oh, wow. Yes.
But
And bored.
it's like, all right.
I mean, visually, it's pretty friggin' amazing, but
I watched The Rock with Sean Connery.
sorry.
No, it's good. I loved
No,
it. It's exactly what it needs to be. All right. And then, of course, the 400 Blows.
of course.
Kind of like the quintessential coming-of-age story from the 50s.
Yeah.
Truffaut. This is Truffaut. Anyway, I also
don't
found
know
it
who
kind of...
Truffaut is either.
Well, kind of one of those, the French directors who ushered in the French New Wave that changed cinema. He's
Cool.
one of those guys. And the last one I'll list... Oh, two more. Can I list two more? Sorry, I'm just listing movies I thought were really good.
Do it.
Check them out. Put them on your watch list. Black Narcissus. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's about these nuns who go to India to try to get this nunnery going and like help out the people. And then it's kind of a reflection on religion itself. And it was actually banned by the Catholic Church back in the day because it's a little bit anti-religious, but it's also like, yeah, but, you know, look at what they're trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
how does religion influence people and things?
Right.
Anyway, great movie, 1947. And the last one, The Ruling Class, 1972.
That sounds like a movie I would watch.
Didn't know it existed until I saw a clip of it on Twitter. And that's all it took. I'm like, all right, I got to check out this entire movie. And because this movie is not seen by a lot of people. The Ruling Class is a black comedy or a dark comedy about this rich person died, inherited. His son gets all the inheritance. His son thinks he's Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
Which makes it really funny. And the rest of the family is trying to
Rein him in.
rein him in, like fix him and things. So it's set up to be comedic. And it's also then about like, how does forcing someone to change affect people?
Right.
And then, of course, since it's called The Ruling Class, it also has a lot to say about the ruling class, the people who have money and power. And anyway, it's a movie that I laughed, and I think it's a good time. But at the end, I'm like, dang. It's got like an ending that I guess will make you think or just reflect. Even though most of the movie is kind of goofy.
Cool. Okay. So my favorite movie that I watched over the summer is called Predestination. If you are one of the few people that listened to the Triangle episode and watched that, this one is better.
Then why didn't we watch that one?
Because I didn't watch it already when we made the thing. I gave this 5 stars. It is a phenomenal time travel movie. The best one I've ever seen. It's, I think it's Ethan Hawke. Yeah, it's Ethan Hawke. Super amazing movie. My 4-star movies over the summer, I haven't really decided if it's I'm pretty sure it's a low-budget horror. It's called Deadstream.
I don't know.
But it was surprisingly scary, despite the fact that the main character / the director of the movie is super annoying all throughout the movie. Like super
movie?
annoying. Yeah.
The picture on Letterboxd has a finger going up a guy's nose.
Yeah. That's not his finger. It's somebody else's.
Okay.
I'm not going to spoil it. It's a really cool, the premise is, it's a live stream. He goes into haunted houses.
Cool.
And so, but I was actually surprised at how scary it was, to me anyway.
Yeah.
Even though it's obviously not a really high budget movie. So check it out. My other 2 4-star movies were Monster with Charlize Theron.
Oh,
Who plays?
I heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, who plays I think the only American serial killer that is a female. And she is magnificent in this movie. I think she won an Academy Award for it.
I think she won the Oscar. Yeah, she won the Oscar for that.
Yeah. It's amazing. It is one of the best performances I think I've ever seen.
And she doesn't look anything like.
She doesn't look like herself. Right. I got done and I'm like, who is that actress? And I looked it up and I'm like, are you kidding? Yeah. So good. So good. I watched it edited. But I feel like the power of the movie that they would not have like a lot of blood or sex in it, because that's not what the movie's about. Yeah. The movie's about that character and how she's trying to deal with what has happened to her in the past. Magnificent movie. Cool. Loved it.
Very cool.
Another movie that I thought was amazing was called American Hangman, which I think is a very important, I think it's an important movie for us to watch. It's about the justice system, and that sounds boring, but it's not, because this guy, it's got two characters.
Okay.
There's a judge and this pissed off guy. Uh-huh. The pissed off guy captures the judge, and he's live streaming basically the judge's trial.
You watch two movies about streaming?
Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
Sorry.
No, I think that's kind of cool. That's what happened.
And they were both magnificent. Well, I wouldn't say Deadstream is magnificent, but it's a lot of fun, and it's surprisingly scary.
Nice.
Anyhow, so he live streams the judge who made a ruling that ruined. Anyhow, I'm not going to tell you anymore.
Yeah.
But like the public basically votes on what's going to happen to this judge, and it was so good. So the judge is Donald Sutherland. And he's very good. He's a good actor. Yeah. And he's really...
And he just died.
Oh.
Like
R.I.P. Donald Sutherland.
Just barely, yeah.
Oh, well, this was one of his best movies, I think. And then my last one, because we already talked about Hitman, is called Leave the World Behind. Have you seen that?
No.
I thought it was so amazing. And I think we should be prepared.
Oh,
I think we should be prepared. We should be prepared for what that movie suggests is coming.
All right.
It was very convincing. It was timely. It fits nicely in like life right now. Like that movie is. I think it. I don't know if it's a horror or a thriller, but it could happen like anytime.
Google says thriller mystery.
Okay, thriller mystery. Could happen anytime.
All right, I'll watch it.
And it's so good. So, yeah, those are my
movies from the summer.
Best movies I watched this summer.
Well, hopefully you got some movies to put on your watch list.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was the main idea, but I wanted to get your live reaction to something.
Okay.
So, shortly after Deadpool and Wolverine came out, and
is it a Marvel thing?
It is a Marvel thing.
Oh, jeez.
It's going to frustrate you, but I want you to know.
Well, thanks for greasing the skids there. Yeah.
So Deadpool Wolverine comes out, and it's this. There's a lot of fun cameos, and so all this discourse, I'm like, Marvel has just become cameo central type of thing.
Sure.
It's just. Remember when a moment used to make you cheer when it was great, and now it's just, remember seeing this person 10 years ago type of thing? Yeah, among other criticisms.
Yeah.
And I don't think Deadpool Wolverine's perfect or anything, but
it's got Hugh Jackman, so it can't be
fun,
that bad. But it does have Ryan Reynolds in it. At the very
least, all right. At the very least, it's, it'll make you laugh and have a good time and reflect
Probably
on
not.
all these X-Men movies that you watched growing up. Like, these were part of my childhood.
Those were amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of movies. Like a love letter goodbye type of thing to that.
It's a shame that Marvel can't be that.
So I'm going to spoil something.
Do it.
Deadpool Wolverine, just so you know.
Marvel is already
However,
spoiled.
if you follow Ryan Reynolds or Hugh Jackman or anyone, they've posted it themselves.
Okay.
But Chris Evans makes a cameo.
Yeah.
And it's like, Deadpool's like, he's going to say the thing. He's going to say the thing. Because he's like all wearing this big robe and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's going to say Avengers and stuff. And he's like, flame on. The joke is he's Johnny Storm from Fantastic Four because Chris Evans was
Really?
Four.
Okay.
Fun joke. So it's like,
Yeah.
and they even joke about Tony Stark. It's like, are we going to see Tony Stark?
Tony's dead.
Right. And it's like, oh, man, it's a good thing. It was a great little cameo twist on how can you get Chris Evans back? That's like the only way I want him back. How can you bring Chris Evans back? It's impossible.
Why? Because he's not
Wolverine-
dead.
Deadpool and Wolverine found a fun little...
Wait, you
loophole.
gotta tell me. For reals.
Okay, hold on. I'm building up to it. And it's like, they joke about Tony, and he doesn't come in, and it's like, yeah, it's a good thing they didn't do that.
I agree.
What a touching ending.
No.
The next day, at the D23 convention, which is Disney's convention, they reveal things about the Disney...
You better not say resurrecting
Disney
Iron Man.
parks, the movies, all of these things. The Russo bros are called back to direct a movie, the next Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And know who's going to be the villain? Doctor Doom. And we need the biggest actor to be Doctor Doom. And you know who walks on stage? Robert Downey Jr.
No.
And it's like...
Okay, that's outside of what I have to watch.
You're right.
I'm not watching
We're not
that
watching
crap.
it. But
Frickin' Robert Downey Jr.
Here's the thing. So it came after this movie everyone is seeing about, like, let's find a fun way to bring other characters back.
Wait, Doctor Doom has a mask on the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That might help.
Okay. So if it makes you feel any better, the internet is mostly unhappy with this.
Why? There's like infinity of actors.
That's kind of part of it. It's also like...
Why don't you get Russell Crowe to be Doctor Doom? He would be amazing at it.
Russell Crowe is coming up in a Marvel movie we haven't got to yet.
Oh. You're going to ruin my life. Marvel is going to ruin my life.
So, okay, but people are agreeing with you.
Okay, thank you.
And I also think it's a bad idea.
Like, I don't... How can you think that... How could anyone think that's a good idea? He's Iron Man.
Let me present the best argument I've seen for it.
Okay. Money.
Well,
That's why.
that is not the best thing.
No,
'cause
that's
he's getting
the
paid
reason.
a lot of money. and-
Yeah.
Anyway, the best argument I've seen for it, I'm not saying I agree with this, by the way,
Okay.
is it might be interesting for the Avengers to now have to fight the man that saved their life.
Wait, so is
Victor
Doctor
Von
Doom a resurrected Iron Man?
I think he's evil Iron Man from another multiverse or something.
Oh, jeez.
He just looks like Tony Stark. I don't know. But the thing is, Doctor Doom is being played by Robert Downey Jr.
Great.
And
Whatever. Who cares? Doctor Doom is like the best villain in Marvel.
He
So why are they ruining it?
I don't know. What they need to do, or what they should have done, is have him been in this universe. Like, he should have been like Thanos. Popped up multiple times before he got...
Oh, so he's just going to just show up? Here's the best villain in Marvel?
In Fantastic Four movie, I don't think he's in it. I think it's... Well, he might be, but...
How is he not in it?
Galactus is the bad guy in that movie.
Why?
Because Galactus is also an iconic, humongo...
Yeah, but he's not Doctor Doom.
No, but the thing is, Doctor Doom has been the bad guy in the previous 3... Fantastic Four movies,
right?
Including
he is
Fantastic.
the bad guy for Fantastic Four.
He's a bad guy for Marvel, like,
right?
The Avengers have taken on,
Man,
whatever. So I don't think it's great. Most people don't think it's good. Anyway, so that was a big news that dropped, and it's that weird mixture of Deadpool and Wolverine has so many cameos, not including the other one I mentioned. It's then this one. And the internet did not react the way Disney wanted it to react.
How could they? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Well, no, that's not true. But that's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you already knew that's how it's going to react.
Yeah, I know. But now you know the news.
Okay.
Can you imagine
No.
if a student just casually mentioned a couple years from now, Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Strange or Doctor Doom, and you're like, what did you say?
Well, now I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, so, you know.
So sorry this was not our standard format, but actually we've had a couple of those in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, this was mailbag,
Yeah.
movie recommendations.
But hopefully it was useful, enjoyable. Next week we will get back to
Shang-Chi.
back
Legend
to our
of the Ten Rings.
regularly scheduled and
Programming.
that sounds like the desert of the Reel that you have come to know and love.
Well, at the very least, hopefully you have a movie to add to your watch list.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, thanks for listening to this fun one.
Yeah.
This fun one.
Yeah,
And
thank
we love you.
We do love you.
Bye.